In this video, I'm going to reveal the new, simple, almost automated executive job search system that more than 2,000 of our director, VP, and C-suite clients have used to generate incredible offers up to 5 times faster than the average. But before I get into why the reverse job search method can help you do this, I want to make sure that it's right for you. It only really makes sense to read on if one or more of the following applies to you. So you've either had enough at your current company and you're absolutely sure that it's the right time to move on ASAP. So maybe you've had a disagreement with leadership, maybe you're not getting the fulfillment that you deserve in this role, or you're worried about being let go from your existing role because of a reorganization or a merger, etc., or you've already been let go, right, in the worst position you can be for a job search, really, that you haven't got a job and you're looking for one, right, and you want to get there as soon as possible. Maybe you've tried job searching on your own already and you realize that it's a tiring, frustrating process and you're just not getting the results that you deserve. Or you've just started with your job search. You really want to do something great, but you know that job search is going to be challenging because of how competitive the executive job search is. And you're desperate to find an approach that won't drain all your time and won't drain all your energy. So if any of those things you're saying, yes, that's me, then that's great, because the reverse job search method is night and day different from any other job search approach that you've ever seen, right? It's specifically designed for executives to allow them to rapidly uncover the best opportunities at the best companies, leading to more offers with higher pay in less time, so that you can enjoy the impact, fulfillment, and the earning potential that you deserve in your next role. And that's why that we refer to the reverse job search method as the job search MBA, right? Because that's exactly what it is. And I'm going to explain later why it's important to think of it in that way. So if you're an ambitious professional, this is really important, because the executive job search is extremely competitive, and it's why it typically can take anywhere from 6 months up to a year to get a job offer. And that's one offer, right? 6 months to 6 to 12 months to get one offer. That's the typical timeline. And that's one offer that may be no better than the role that you're currently doing right now. And it's why our clients come to us, because with the reverse job search method, those clients are accelerating those results down to as little as 60 to 90 days or less. And rather than seeing one offer on the table, which may or may not be better than the role that they currently have, they routinely see 3, 4, or even 5 offers on the table at the same time, right? And the system is so successful that our clients have been using it pretty much non-stop for the past 5 years to generate more than $177 million in verified salary increases, landing roles at some of the top companies in the world, right? Apple, FedEx, JP Morgan Chase, and so many others, from small but well-funded startups to giant Fortune 500 companies. And really, the best thing about this is because it is designed specifically and only for directors, VPs, and C-suite executives, it is going to only take you 15 minutes a day to progress once it's set up. Because I know that you don't have time to just go on a protracted job search, because, there's a classic saying that the job search is a job in itself. And I know you don't have time for another job. So we've specifically created the reverse job search method so that is not going to happen. And you're going to be able to do this in as little as 15 minutes a day once it's all set up. Now, my name's James Whittaker. You may recognize me because I help executives realize their true career potential. And I started my career at Deloitte, the world's largest consulting company. I was a hiring director. I was responsible for hiring some of the best people that we brought in at the higher levels, at the director and executive partner level at Deloitte. And I learned a lot about how the hiring process works for those top level people, right? And my mission in life, after I learned how this really worked, how the hiring process for executives really work, is to help people like you. I had lots of people coming to me asking for help. James, can you help me figure out how to actually navigate the executive job search? And so my mission in life is to help busy, accomplished executives like you to take control of their job search, right? And that's why, after ascending to the director level myself, I founded a career acceleration company called the Ambitious Exec that's helped more than 2,000 directors, VPs, and C-suite execs navigate the challenging world of executive job searching. And the reason that I did this, right, and the big thing that I uncovered during this journey that I've been on over the past 20 years, was the fact that the executive hiring industry is broken. The traditional way to job search as an executive involves really doing 3 things. This is what everyone's doing: scrolling on job boards, fishing for recruiters to help you, and asking your network for opportunities, right? There are literally tens of thousands of people out there right now getting their resume rewritten by a professional, adding the same keywords to their resume and then going out into the job market and thinking, right, that they're going to see offers flooding in a matter of days. But that almost never happens. And it never happens because the executive hiring industry is broken, right? Particularly or specifically for candidates, because it's the executive hiring industry, or the hiring industry in general, is massive, right? It's worth $200 billion a year. But the problem for you is that the hiring industry is focused entirely on serving the people that fund it, which is not you. It's the companies doing the hiring. So everything about the hiring industry is set up to help companies hire people, right? And so the clear thing for you to remember, the outcome of this, is that the hiring industry does not exist to help you find a job. It exists to help companies hire people. It's a real key mindset shift that's so important. And it's the reason why when you visit job boards like LinkedIn or Indeed or Glassdoor, you come across posts like this, right? You see a post online for a role and 1,320 applicants, right? You've probably seen things like this yourself. And you've thought, how in the world can I stand out in front of 1,320 applicants? Or even if it's just 200 or 300 applicants. And the truth is, you can't stand out. There's no way, there's nothing that you can do, right? No keywords or anything that you add is gonna categorically ensure that you stand out in front of all those other people, right? Even worse, you might be one of those people that can't even find any job postings that you're interested in. And I'm going to tell you why that is in a little bit. So even if you have the perfect resume, right? Even if you have the perfect experience, it's highly likely that you're going to be rejected by an automated system for one reason or another when you apply to jobs online, because job boards are set up specifically to attract as many candidates as they can, then automatically reject most of them, then ask a low-level recruiter to review the remainder, and then maybe, just maybe, a handful are going to be seen by somebody who actually matters, right? It's a system that's set up to benefit the hiring teams and not you, the candidates, right? So if your job search approach involves scrolling job boards, you're surrendering control of your destiny and your career to someone else. You're literally, right now, willfully reducing yourself to just a number on a screen, right? That's not the place you want to be, I would imagine. But you're a smart executive. So I suspect that you probably realize this is happening with your job, with job boards. So maybe even if you're using job boards, you probably know that it's not the right way to go. You might also have tried fishing for recruiters or headhunters or placement firms, thinking that'll be the answer. Maybe you're looking to work with a recruiter. The problem is recruiters operate in exactly the same way as job boards, right? And here's a nice quote here: "The hard-hitting truth: recruiters don't work for candidates." This is pulled from an article written by a recruitment firm. Right? The reality is that recruiters are client-centric, and when I use the term client, I mean companies looking to hire people. The common myth is that recruiters help job seekers find jobs. Not at all. Right? It's not possible to work with a recruiter. You can't do it because just like job boards, executive recruiters work for the people that pay them. That is, they work exclusively for the companies doing the hiring, and their whole model and everything they do is optimized to help those companies find candidates. Right? So if you've ever been ghosted by a recruiter, you've ever had a recruiter say they'll keep you on file, right? Now you know why. It's not because they're unethical. It's because you are not the one paying their bills. And really, the truth is, the only time a recruiter is ever going to help you is if they're desperate to fill an opportunity they already have, right? They already have an opportunity that 100% matches your skills and experience. That's the only time they're going to help you. That's the only time they're going to be of any use to you. And the likelihood of you connecting with a recruiter at that exact time that they have the opportunity that's a perfect fit for you, that's about as remote as being selected out of the 1,328 candidates that we saw in the job posting earlier. So that's why the typical job search for execs can take 6 to 12 months or longer, and why getting free help from a job board or a recruiter is not quite as it seems. Right? There's that old saying, there's no such thing as a free lunch. And it makes, it's very relevant here. And, as a quick side note, this is exactly why the Ambitious Exec, as a company, we're not recruiters. We're a team of career consultants that are hired by and work exclusively for our clients, that's the candidates, to license and install our methodology, the reverse job search method, into their job search. This means that there's no conflict of interest. And we're always upfront about this because it's very, very important. So now you understand the first problem with the hiring industry, which is that massive conflict of interest between job boards and recruiters and candidates. Let's talk about the second big reason. The second big reason that the hiring industry is broken that you need to understand, and this is what we call the executive hiring waterfall. Right now, I've posted in this document, you'll see a video which also explains the hiring waterfall in further detail. But essentially, what it represents are the steps that hiring decision has to go through before it eventually happens. And you can see there's a screenshot here from the slide deck that explains this. So essentially, what this means is that all hiring decisions start at the top level, which is budgeting. All hiring decisions start at, okay, we're a company that needs to hire 500 people this year to achieve the growth that we want to achieve, or whatever it might be. Right? Okay, so we need 100 people in marketing, we need 100 people in sales, we need 200 people in operations, we need whatever it might be. Right? When that happens, right, that decision cascades down the organization from the executive team, right, through the team responsible for actually hiring. So that would go from the executive team with the main budget and the number of people there or thereabouts, down to the marketing team, the sales team, the executives who are leading those teams, down through the people in those teams, down to the hiring teams, either within those verticals or if they have across the organization, right, internal HR recruiters. And what happens is every time that the decision falls down one of these levels, what happens is that a proportion of those jobs is removed from general availability. Why? Because there are people in the pipeline, right? People that people know in the organization, referrals, all these different myriad of pathways that people come into organizations that mean by the time this decision gets down to job boards and external recruiters, there's not that many left, right? So watch that other video to understand that in more detail. But the important thing to note is that the majority of job openings never make it to job boards or recruiters and headhunters. Instead, they're filled through all these other channels that most executive job seekers just don't know about or don't know how to use. And most sources estimate this around 80% of all jobs that are never advertised anywhere. And the pool of jobs that's never advertised is known as the hidden job market. And you can see, quote there from Forbes, 80% of jobs are not on job boards. It's the hidden job market. That means that the vast majority, most of them, 8 out of 10 of all roles that are filled, roles that you would be perfect for, are completely invisible, right? So it's no wonder that the most common complaint I hear from people that come into our organization is, I can't find the right opportunities. Well, it makes sense. This is why. So I'm going to explain later how the reverse job searcher method is going to solve this all for you. But for now, I want you to visualize the job market as an iceberg. So if you know anything about icebergs, they have above the waterline is just a small amount of ice compared to how big the iceberg is in totality. Under the water, there's this giant mass of ice that you can't see if you're in a boat floating on the surface. So where you are right now in your job search, you're on a boat floating on the surface. You see this small amount of advertised jobs at the top, but there's all this opportunity below the surface that you can't see, right? This is where the opportunity is, the majority of the opportunity, and this is what you're up against. Because by sticking with the traditional route, you're either going to never find the roles because they will have been filled before they've ever been advertised, right? The hiring waterfall. Or you'll be lost in the giant sea of competition trying to get the small pool of roles that are advertised, right? That's the conflict of interest between recruiters and job boards and the candidates. Now, neither of these situations is going to put you in a position of control, a position of power. And really, the success of your career and ultimately the success of your life, because when it comes to your life, what you do in your career drives a lot of that success. You're going to be essentially putting it in someone else's hands. And I don't know about you, but most of our clients don't like those odds. They don't want to leave their success in someone else's hands. And the reason that this is important is because these days, being good at your job is not enough. To have the massive success you want, being great at doing your job itself is not enough. And this is because most executives move companies 4 to 6 times during their career. And this means that in the modern age, right now, to have a great career, you must not only be good at doing your job, but you must be also great at finding the next opportunity. You must learn to gain control of this process and not leave it in the hands of other people. And unfortunately, many people still hold on to the fallacy that because you're great at your job, you automatically just deserve a good next role, right? Or you'll automatically be good at finding the next role just because you're good at your current role. The reality is that these are two totally, completely different skill sets with very little in common. And just as many executives rightly feel that it's vital to secure further education like an MBA or certifications to ascend to the top executive levels, having a job search MBA like the reverse job search method in your arsenal is going to pay huge dividends across the span of your entire career, especially given the competitiveness of today's executive job market. And that's why installing the reverse job search method is an exceptional investment, not just now for the role that you want to get next, but for your entire career. And by leveraging this vital skill, the skill of being able to generate your next opportunity at will, you can finally achieve the things that you want, right? The 20, 30% income boost that you deserve right now, along with the fulfillment you deserve, the impact that you can gain that comes with finding the right company, the right leadership, and the right team to work with. And the best thing is, once you learn this skill, you can continue to do it as many times as needed over the span of your career. Right? Imagine the value of being able to do that, being able to generate your own opportunities in the job market across the span of your entire career. This is worth so much, right? And that's why right now we're offering to help a small group of execs install the entire reverse job search method into their job search today. Now, if you've already heard enough about this and you want to take advantage of this unique opportunity, I recommend booking a call to speak with one of my senior career advisors. There will be a link on this page, probably below this video, right? And so you can go in and you can book a call with one of our team. We're looking for a small group of high-performing directors, VPs, or C-suite executives who want to work with us one-on-one to install the reverse job search method over the next few weeks. And to be clear and transparent about this, given the level of intimate one-on-one work that is required by our team to install this system alongside you, working with us requires an upfront investment from you, right? Why is that? Because we're not recruiters. We're not paid by the hiring companies. We do not have that conflict of interest, right? We also don't operate a pay if you get hired model because just like a traditional MBA, while we can guarantee our own work, and we do, we can't guarantee your commitment to following the process because you're going to be learning a lifelong skill at the same time as seeing incredible results in your job search. It's hugely valuable. Right? This is what makes this process so different and so valuable. So like I said, right now, we're looking for a group of high-level achievers who understand the power of executive decision-making. So if that's you, go ahead, click on the link that you'll see on the screen and book a call to speak with us now. Now, if you want more information about the reverse job search method, I'm going to explain it right now. I'm going to show you why it's absolutely the most effective and streamlined method for securing multiple offers at companies you want to work at in record time, right? And how, importantly, it's going to overcome the challenges that I laid out above. So at core level, the reverse job search method is very simple, really. To get maximum success in the job search, we're going to position you as the most valuable asset in the market for your specialism. And then we'll help get that profile in front of as many of the right decision makers as possible while bypassing that sea of competition, right? When we do that, the outcome is a stream of offers landing on your desk in very quick time, right? Very quick succession. So here's how the reverse job search method will actually do that. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to put a moat around your job search, right? A moat, like a moat around a medieval castle, right? And the reason is because when everyone has similar experiences, similar education, similar certifications, and they're doing the exact same things in the job market, well, what happens? They become a commodity. And here's the thing, while I'm sure what you do is unique, it's not Steve Jobs unique, right? Which means it's incredibly challenging for hiring managers or decision makers to understand what makes you different when they've got 100 other resumes that are just like yours on their desk. Right? You get lumped in with the thousands of other lookalike executives who are forever cycling through the hiring systems, which is why having a better resume is not the answer. A resume rewrite alone, if you go to a professional resume rewriter, they might be great. They might be the best person. You might pay thousands of dollars to get this done. But however good it is, it's not going to solve all the challenges that I laid out above, right? Maybe you've experienced this yourself. Maybe you've had your resume rewritten and there's been no real end result. And you're not alone if that's the case, because I see that all the time. And now I've just explained to you why that is. Instead, the answer lies in learning how to quickly position yourself in the market as a truly unique candidate. Because once you have absolute clarity on your next role, which our team of experts is going to help you rapidly understand, what we're going to do is then help you build what we call a unique value proposition, right? This is what sets you apart from the crowd. It's what makes you stand out. It's what allows you to command the top salary in your industry. And really, it's what you have to do before you even think about updating your resume or your LinkedIn profile, right? And the reason is because when you have an effective, unique value proposition, it ensures that you exist in a market of one in the job search, right? What's a market of one? It's where there's no competition. You're in a market of one. Nobody can compete with you because there's no replacement. You're unique. You're different from everyone else out there, and that makes you extremely valuable because you are. This isn't creating something that's not true. You are unique. You are extremely valuable. The problem is you right now, if you're doing what everyone else is doing, you're positioning yourself in the market as this commodity, as somebody who just has the same stuff as everybody else. That's not what we're trying to do, right? And this market of one concept is exactly the reason why a revered neurosurgeon is going to earn millions of dollars a year compared to a run-of-the-mill family doctor who'll be lucky to break 250K, right? That's the difference. Existing in a market of one is what also allowed Tesla to build a 2 million person waitlist for the Cybertruck, right? Independent of how you feel about that vehicle, right? I don't really like them, but even though they did this, even though the market for pickups is completely saturated, it's what allowed The Rock, right, Dwayne Johnson, to reach $800 million of net worth selling tequila, even though the market for hard liquor is declining every single day. And it's what allowed our client Richard, who's a VP, an $800 million supply chain subsidiary, to step up to an executive VP role at a multi-billion-dollar company with a significant equity stake. And when you understand how to position yourself in such a way that you exist in a market of one, the competition becomes irrelevant, right? Now, I don't want you to get me wrong here. This isn't about spending weeks and years developing this, really complicated personal brand. The reverse job search method is set up to help executives get a new role that's in a faster and better and more successful way than they would have been able to do otherwise. And that's why it's set up to do what we're talking about right now almost overnight. And it even works equally well if your job search is confidential, right? It's not about going out there and just posting things online all the time, right? It's much more strategic, that. And it turns you into a true industry titan in an infinitely leveraged way. So you never again face rejection for roles that you're perfect for. So once we've got clarity on your next move and we've helped develop your unique value proposition, we'll then write your resume and your LinkedIn profile for you, ensuring, and this is important, that each one of these important assets are perfectly aligned with each other, right? So your unique value proposition, we're telling that story throughout the whole process. And we call this process developing your executive story. Your executive story is all of these things together, right? Everything that you need to do before you go out into the job market. And it's so critical. It's one of the key differences between the reverse job search method and every other job search method out there, right? Because the more attention you can harness from the people that matter and the more valuable they think you are, the faster you're going to get hired and the more you're going to get paid, right? We've tested this so many times and it works so well. So if you're ready to jump into this one-of-a-kind opportunity right now, go ahead and make the same kind of executive decision that you already make every day as an executive and book a call with our team right now. Like I said, you'll see a link on this page, probably below the video, and you can go and book a call and speak with one of our team at a time that works for you. Now, how do we turn eyeballs into opportunity, and what does that even mean? Well, existing in a market of one is all well and good, right? But there's not really much point in getting the attention of the market if it doesn't lead to anything concrete, right? That's why the reverse job search method is all about rapid results. Because the one issue that comes up more than any others in the executive job search is lack of opportunity. And I've already told you and shared with you why this is. It's because 80% of roles are hidden from plain sight. And so the reverse job search method is specifically designed to unlock the hidden job market for you with ease, right? And the thing about the hidden job market is it's all about who you know, right? There's obviously, people have asked me this before, right? But obviously there's no just secret list that some people have access to that has all the hidden jobs written down somewhere. The only way to find these hidden roles is by knowing the right people who can introduce you to them at the right time. And I'm guessing one of the reasons you're here reading this or listening to this is because you don't know enough of the right people right now. Or maybe you do know quite a few people, but you've already asked your network for help and there's been little to no results. Now, before I show you how the reverse job search method is going to solve this for you, I want to share with you something really important. It's what I consider to be the most important job search survey or job search study of all time. It was commissioned by the recruiting software company JobVite, right? And here's what it looks like. And you've got this document so you can look through it as well. But the study essentially concluded that the probability of getting hired for any role through an employee referral is a massive 57.1%. The probability of getting hired alternatively into that same role through any other non-referral source is just 6.4%. 6.4%. Right, this statistic is totally insane, right? If you go into an organization and get into the hiring process through an employee referral, you have a 57.1% chance of getting hired. Non-referral sources, you have a 6.4% chance. It's insane. So you're a smart person, right? And so you should immediately see the power of this. If you want rapid results in the job search, it's not about job boards. It's not about fishing for recruiters. It's about getting employee referrals. This is where the magic happens. Problem is, employee referrals are not that easy to get. You've probably found this. But imagine there was a way of getting potentially unlimited referrals from multiple people, multiple decision makers across your entire market. Well, there is, and we call it the referral engine process. And it's a key part of the reverse job search method. Now, one thing I want to say before you get excited about this, you should be excited about this, but before you get too excited, is that the referral engine is just one component of the reverse job search method. Without all of the other elements, without an executive story, a unique value proposition, it doesn't work, right? You need all of these elements operating together in unison to make it a reality. And we've spent more than $500,000 and 5 years developing the world's leading process for obtaining employee referrals, right? First, what we do is we begin by helping you identify all decision makers and all senior talent staff in your chosen industry, your chosen location, your chosen vertical, right? We then comb through this list together to make sure it only includes the people we want to get in front of. For example, we wouldn't want to get in front of your current boss, right? For obvious reasons. And then what we do once we have this final list, which usually contains about 2,000 to 3,000 people, we then strategically develop a campaign so that you can begin connecting with each of these key decision makers on a personal level, right? Now, the next part is absolutely crucial. We work with you closely to determine the right content, the right tone, and the right cadence for your messaging to ensure that each decision maker sees you as a valuable contact and is compelled to respond. That's what makes this work. The right people, getting in front of them with the right messaging. That's the answer here. We call this process magnetic writing, and it's a direct outcome from the unique value proposition that we helped you develop earlier, right? And our magnetic writing process extends to all your emails, all your messages, all your communications with recruiters, hiring managers, and decision makers. And the team that we have, as part of our company, our magnetic writing team, is full of copywriting experts who know exactly what to say to persuade people to take action. When you join us and you install the reverse job search method in your job search, you get access to the magnetic writing team. And to be clear, this is the polar opposite of asking for opportunities. It's about connecting with fellow decision makers at a deep level through personalization and value, right? And it's this personal connection that leads to a huge response rate. And what do I mean by huge response rate? Well, let's say out of the list of 2,000 decision makers that we identified, only 5 of them want to engage with, 5% of them want to engage with you, which honestly, that's really low. Our clients often see a much higher response rate. That's 100 incredibly valuable conversations you're going to have with key decision makers. 100, right? Let's say out of those 100 conversations, only 10 of them result in referrals, which again is really low. And here's the thing, this isn't just referrals to their organization, right? If you want to be a chief information security officer and you're talking to CTOs, how many CTOs do you think know other CTOs in the area? How many CTOs do you think will know of other people who might be looking for somebody like you? You can not only get referred to people's organizations, people hiring teams within people's organizations, but also people they know. This is what makes it so powerful, right? And then let's say only 10 out of that 100 lead to a referral, which again is low. Well, remember above, we said that according to that JobVite study, you have a 57% chance of getting hired with a referral. Right? You can probably see the math, how it works out now. Once we set up the referral engine, you'll start seeing positive responses almost immediately because we get it going and we just launch it. You can see how that, what I said before, 3 to 5 offers in as little as 60 to 90 days starts to become almost a statistical certainty rather than just a pipe dream. It's not just me saying it. I've now proven to you in numbers why this is a reality. And the best thing is, once it's set up, it can run in as little as 15 minutes a day. It's this automation and scalability which makes this so efficient, right? But we don't stop there. We don't stop there because our referral engine process takes this one step further. We mentioned before about recruiters, that fishing for help from one recruiters, it's a terrible use of your time because they won't help you unless they have the perfect opportunity for you ready there and then, which is pretty unlikely. Now imagine flipping the recruiter model on its head, because you need to think of executive recruiters like paid employee referrals. Companies pay recruiters a lot of money to refer quality candidates to them. They say, I don't want to advertise a job on the internet. I don't want to get 1,000 applicants. I just want 4 people who are really good, who I can interview, and I'll offer one of them a job. Right? That's how it works. So the referral engine process reverses the standard recruiter model so that it becomes incredibly powerful for you. We call this recruiter optimization. Because imagine if you could get in contact with all of the relevant recruiters in your industry. Because when you do this, the likelihood that 5 to 10 of those people are going to have the right type of opportunity for you at that precise moment becomes a reality. It's very different when you get in contact with all of the relevant recruiters compared to just getting in contact with 1 or 2, right? Fishing for help from one recruiter really is a dead-end approach. But getting your profile in front of 50 of them at the same time, or 100 of them at the same time, that changes the profile, that changes the game entirely. And that's why the referral engine process includes access to a database of 1,000 and more than 1,000 of the top executive recruiters across the US, right? This turns the process on its head so that you're no longer the one fishing, the recruiters are the ones who are chasing after you, right? So hopefully you can see how that combination of employee referrals plus actually using the executive recruiter model to your benefit is going to help you so much. So what happens after I start getting into all of these conversations? What happens after I start talking to the people? Well, the final thing we care about at this point is what we call leverage. Because after helping thousands of executives get hired, we found that the easiest and fastest way to secure an offer following an interview is utilizing what's known as prospect theory, right? There's a nice little quote from an article here. You might be surprised to learn that we're twice as motivated by the feelings of loss than we are by the potential of gains. This means that we're much more likely to react and take more drastic actions to avoid missing out on something rather than spend that same amount of energy up front to proactively advance. Well, what does that mean? Well, based on years of our research and more than 2,000 client success stories, we've found the secret to executive interview success, and it's this. When you're sitting at the interview table, if you make it clear, obviously in a respectful and strategic way, that you have other interviews and offers on the table, your offer success rate will skyrocket. This is because the job search as a whole, right, and interviews in particular, are all about persuasion. All we're doing right now, we're just leveraging human psychology to your advantage. This approach works so well because no decision maker wants to lose out on a talented employee to a competitor, obviously. But that's only one side of the coin. By having multiple interviews and offers on the table at the same time, your interview performance is going to improve, your confidence levels are going to increase, and the value you see in yourself is also going to skyrocket. And it's that combination of optionality, which is I have all these options, and prospect theory, the other person doesn't want to lose out on you to those options. That's what makes you unstoppable. But it only works if you have multiple conversations, multiple interviews, and multiple offers happening at the same time. And it's why, although the reverse job search method includes obviously a suite of in-depth executive interview training, along with when we work with our clients, you get unlimited one-on-one interview coaching from our expert faculty. Although you get all that, we know that most interviews are decided before you even walk into the interview room. And so our approach is focused on ensuring you have as many opportunities as possible. Because, I love this quote from James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, which is a great book. Rightly states, the more options you have, the more power you have. The more options you have, the more power you have. And our goal for your job search is to ensure you have power and control over your destiny. That is how we do it, right? That is how we do it. Now, some people, right, after going through this and understanding what we do, they say, James, this all sounds great. You've given me the answer. Can't I just do it on my own now? Well, it depends if you want exceptional results in the job search or not, really, because you might think you're different. You might think that it's going to be different for you, that recruiters are the answers, that you can just get a resume rewrite and that's going to work. But the average executive job search receives one offer every 6 to 12 months, as I mentioned. If you're happy with those odds, sure, you go and do it on your own. It all comes down really to how much you value your time, because our services are not cheap. We only work with VPs, directors, and executives. The average client that we work with is usually earning about 300K right now, and they want to earn more. So if you were earning 300K and you've been out of work for 3 months, right? This is how I want you to think. You've already lost 75K. And I want you to do your own math to see how much this lack of opportunity is costing you every single day. Even if you're working right now, let's say you could get a 10 to 20%, conservatively, 10 to 20% pay rise, right, by getting a new role in a new company. What's that worth to you? How much have you lost since you started job searching by not doing that? How much could you lose by not doing it in future? We've developed a clear, successful protocol with a high level of support from a team of experts. And it works so well. It's why our success rate is essentially 100%, right? Sure, there are people who come in, they don't follow what we say, right? They disappear entirely and they don't follow the process. But for those people who stay and follow our advice, they invariably learn the approach to get hired into better roles significantly faster. And more importantly, they have that optionality. Multiple offers gives you that luxury, right? Now, I can't make some crazy guarantee here, and I never would, that hey, you will get 7 offers in 30 days, right? Nobody can do that. And if anyone is doing that in the marketplace, I would run a mile, right? But I can teach you this job search MBA and get you the incredible results in the job search very quickly, much more quickly and successfully than you could on your own. But it's up to you if you want to take me up on this offer. Now, I'll spend the rest of the time now talking about how the reverse job search method process works specifically and what you'll get when you actually work with the Ambitious Exec. So first of all, I can't stress this enough. There's not one thing that makes the reverse job search method work so well, right? It's not just about getting clarity on your next move or projecting value into the marketplace or your resume or your LinkedIn profile or becoming a thought leader or building new connections. It's a system, right? The reverse job search method is like an orchestra. All the pieces work together harmoniously, where even one missing piece could lead to disaster, right? And you just fails completely. When our clients come in, you have to implement all three of the elements that are core to this: executive story, referral engine, leverage. That's how you get amazing results in the executive job search. There's no single part here that's the secret ingredient. When everything's put together in the right sequence, it's unstoppable. And honestly, it could easily take you 200 plus hours if you tried to piece together this entire system on your own, probably a lot longer than that, right? And I say this because I have a master's degree in chemistry, right? I'm a chartered accountant from my days back at Deloitte, and I worked in the hiring field at the largest consulting company in the world, and it still took me years to figure this out, right? It's my life's work. That's why it's so valuable and it can get so much amazing success from you, for you. And after testing dozens of different approaches over the past 5 years and working with so many clients, this is now a science, right? I've got a degree in chemistry. I understand science. We've boiled this down to an exact science, right? And it's going to help you when you install this into your job search, give you huge levels of success. But the one thing I want to make clear here is that this isn't just like a do-it-yourself course. We're not just going to give you some learning materials and say, hey, here you go and do it, right? We're going to be licensing out to you a system that's generated more than 177 million in verified salary increases. And we're going to help you install that system in your job search, right? And then once you've done that, once we've helped you install it, we're then going to continue supporting you for an entire year to ensure that the system works and gets you the results you want, right? If we need to tweak it here, we're going to help you tweak it. Once you get interviews, we're going to help you pass those interviews, right? You don't come in, make the investment, and then you're on your own. We're going to help you every step of the way. How do we do that? We're going to be onboarding you one-on-one. We're going to be helping you figure out exactly what role to target in, what industry, what location, what vertical. We're going to be writing your resume for you one-on-one with revisions until you're happy. We'll be writing your outreach messaging and LinkedIn profile for you. We'll be helping set up your referral engine one-on-one. We'll be coaching you through your conversations with decision makers, turning those conversations into referrals and interviews. We'll be meeting with you one-on-one before every single interview. We'll be meeting with you one-on-one to help you negotiate every single offer. Our team of experts are going to be there with you every step, a message or an email away, helping you quickly piece together this so that you can get fast results, right? You'll get access also to executive coach-led career acceleration workshops every single day of the week. You'll be assigned a trained program advisor to act as your accountability partner, right? Our program advisor team is incredible. You'll get access to our proprietary learning portal where there's a wealth of job search training. And also, and this is probably one of the most valuable parts of this, you're also going to have opportunity to network with all of our other executive level clients that we're working with who are going through this process, right? The process itself and the level of support that you get combined with that is unrivaled in the marketplace. You cannot get this anywhere else. No one else can teach you the reverse job search method. And at no point along this journey are we going to leave you to figure it out on your own. Each of our client services team are either accredited coaches themselves or writers, former executives themselves, or former recruiters. They know this stuff. Our team is vastly experienced, and each of our team members has gone through a rigorous training and feedback process to ensure our clients get the best help possible. Now, again, I'm going to be transparent here. We can only work with a handful of directors, VPs, and executives at any one time because of the intimate one-on-one nature of our services. And we're a consulting firm, right? We've talked about this. We work solely for you, the candidate, our clients, so that we have 100% skin in the game. We're not paid by hiring companies. We don't have conflicts of interest like that, right? Which means securing our services requires an upfront investment from you. We don't operate a pay if you get hired model because just like a traditional MBA, while we can guarantee our work, we can't guarantee that you're actually going to follow the process, right? But you're going to be learning a lifelong skill at the same time as seeing incredible results in your job search. That's what makes this so different from anything else out there and so valuable. So if you're somebody who's invested in your success and you want to work with the best of the best, with proven results, go ahead and book a call to learn more about how we can help install our proprietary reverse job search method into your job search today. Right? When you're booking that call, you're going to fill out a short survey that's going to allow us to understand where you are in your job search so we can come to the call prepared to show you the next steps for implementing our proven system. So go ahead, click the link that you'll see on this page, book a call to speak with one of our team, and I hope to see you on the inside. I hope that you're going to be implementing the reverse job search method and that you will get the results that you want in your job search. Take care.